Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Just give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up, Horse is cold, just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up, Horse is cold, just let me be blunt. My speech in the morning, nothing but grunts. With no coffee, that's as dangerous. On a scale from 1 to 10, I rank it that girl from Stranger Things. And if you get what I'm saying, my attitude be mad flagrant like I'm Draymond. But you ain't get the picture, BFP. So I'm gonna keep pushing on you, GNC. It's like, yeah, the first thing on my mind is when that hot coffee gonna seep into the coffee grind. It's like some magic's floating all in the air. Toss some ice cubes in my cup, it's a good day. All I gotta say is that it's starting in a good way. It's time for working and I don't even care. Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Just give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up, Horse is cold, just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up, Horse is cold, we start fresh, that's how it's gotta be. Everything starts back with your coffee beans. If it's cold brew, then it's gotta be coarse. Don't get the cart ahead of the horse, start learning the course. But of course you can disregard, and don't at me if it gets too hard. When it's my time to drink, man, it's always on hand. Drink from a cup or a bottle, even a can. You never know when you're craving a hit. It could be in the bathroom while you're taking a Ric Flair on CD, ain't got nothing on it. When that coffee hits my lips, it's a seance. Feeling real super with the cape on. Anything I'll take on. This cup of coffee, yeah boy, this is the shit. Just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Just give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up. Horse is cold, just wake me up, just wake me up, don't let me down. Give me coffee. Just wake me up, just wake me up, just wake me up. Horse is cold, third verse, so I guess that's where I talk about how we might be addicted in a roundabout kind of way, or how you say, a dependency that's in my life, and I'm proud to say it's filling me. Way more energy than I'll ever need, keeping me up for things I thought I'd never see. Time's gonna kill us all one day, whether old age, illness, or from listening to Coldplay. F that noise, wubba lub love. Drink all the coffee, chug a lug lug. The day doesn't start till you're on your second cup. If they talk before then, homies better duck. It's
Good morning. Oh my God, Chet. Why you do this? Why you do this? Okay. Good morning, all of you beautiful nerds from around the world, and welcome to the morning stream here on the Den of Nerds Live, the very best way to start your nerdy day. On today's show, we're talking about Doctor Doom. It is a Marvel Monday, and wow, we actually have a good bit of Marvel stuff to discuss on today's stream. And so we're going to be talking about Victor Von Doom. We're going to be talking about Debrah Chow possibly doing some MCU movies and how amazing that would be. And we're going to get into Q&A. I'm going to just hang out with you guys and talk about whatever you want to talk about. Let's say what's up. Let's say good morning to all of the beautiful people in this chat. We got Stormbreaker here, Social Distance Warrior, Steve Denton, Gray, Captain Pennsylvania, Crazed Panda, Mr. Deeds, The Spider-Man Show, Clay, Yinzer, Jim, Brian, Ray Hall, Hector, Alexander Carfelt, equals MC Squared, Jeffers, Bill M, Wu-Tang Wells, Stephen J, John Harris, Jordan's here. Oh my God, so many beautiful nerds. If I missed you, I apologize. What is up, all of you beautiful people? Did somebody say Doctor Doom? Somebody absolutely said Doctor Doom. It was I. I said it. We're getting into it today. Now, a couple of different things right off the top. Chet, pause the music. Pause the music. Thank you. Look. Finally, some Marvel. Amen, brother. Trust me, I'm with you there. A couple of things I want to say right off the bat. A couple of show notes I want to get out of the way. First of all, most importantly, most pressing, the Nerd Card Showdown Okay, things are changing up. Unfortunately, a lot of the members of the teams that we had set up to be this last matchup in the first wave are not available anymore, okay? And so, unfortunately, we have to scrap both teams, and instead, we are doing our very first elimination round, okay? Our very first elimination round is happening this Wednesday. It is going to be the Fantastic Four versus the Slipper Clan. Both of them have one loss in the tournament. If they get this second loss, they will be eliminated. Things are crazy. Things are changing. And we have to sort of work on what we're going to do for the final teams to figure out how this is going to all go down. So there's some stuff I can't tell you right away, but what I can tell you for sure is that this Wednesday, our very first elimination round in the Nerd Card Showdown will take place. That's going to be very awesome. Also, other very important thing for everybody to be checking out here on the channel, everybody that loves the streams, that enjoys this content, we are shifting away from Patreon and to channel memberships here on the live streaming channel. This will probably happen sometime this week, but Saturday, which is when we normally have our Patreon live stream, Saturday will be a big day when a lot of us are like shutting down the Patreon and signing up for the channel membership. So that might happen throughout the week. But basically, guys, this is why we're doing this. The content like Nerd Card Showdown, the content like After Dark, the content like the morning stream, and a lot of other stuff that we're going to be doing on this streaming channel is a big focus for us moving forward. And in order to get some support, because YouTube sucks, we are opening up channel memberships. That's going to be a big way that people can support the content over here and allow us to continue to make this content, be involved with the community, et cetera, et cetera. So look for more information on that throughout the week, because channel memberships on this channel are the big freaking deal. That's what we're working towards. So that's going to be really cool, man. That's going to be really cool. But you know what? I think it's time. I don't think we have any time to waste, man. Let's do it. Let's get right into it. It's the craziest news of the day. Yo, this news is crazy. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed. We have some information about Victor Von Doom in the MCU. This article is over at MCUcosmic.com. Jeremy Conrad, friend of the channel, overall good scooper. Marvel is beginning to lay the groundwork for their greatest villain in the MCU. Now, I'm going to read right from this article a little bit here, but I'm actually going to skip a little bit of it because, all right, let's just start here. Something Fox sort of ignored about Doctor Doom was the country of Latveria. Sure, there were nods to it in the movies, but you never saw Doom ruling over his country or even the country at all. It sounded like that won't be an issue in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as we will see major Latverians other than Doctor Doom introduced. Perhaps even as we get set up, or even as they move to set up the big guy. You know how Marvel likes to play the long game and set things up in advance. Which brings us to the subject of this whole story. I've learned that Marvel Studios is planning to introduce Lucia von Bardas to the MCU. In the comics, she's actually the successor to Doctor Doom after he was deposed as the ruler of Latveria, and even used the name Doctor Doom for a time. As we haven't been introduced to Doom yet, it's possible Lucia could be used in a way to introduce Latveria, perhaps as its prime minister, as in the comics, who then would be replaced with Doom. However, she's used in the MCU. If they're wanting to bring in a character like Lucia von Bardas, it shows that Marvel Studios knows that there is a lot more to Doctor Doom than him just screaming Richards all the time. Fleshing out Doom with supporting characters like Lucia von Bardas is similar to how they built up Wakanda before Black Panther was introduced in Civil War. Okay, that's a super good point. Super good point. I really do like the comparison to Wakanda because it's very similar. We get other Wakandans introduced, and then we get to Doctor Doom. But let's get back into the chatting thing here. Now, I want to talk about a couple of different things. So, if we go to like the official like Marvel database wiki, on Lucia, she has like a really interesting history. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit of this right here, and then we'll sort of speculate, talk about together why we think this is cool and what we think she's going to be doing. So, she's actually originally introduced as an American that's basically trying to repair the damage between Latveria and America, okay? But she's sort of a sleeper agent, and she's actually trying to, like, sort of destabilize. And what happens is Nick Fury and a lot of the people during, like, Secret War and, like, the Secret Warriors and during this phase of Marvel, they go in and sort of attack her, okay? And she actually, like, she's a normal person, and at one point, actually, Quake, which is so interesting to me how much Daisy Johnson and the Quake character it plays a really big role in the Secret Warriors and in that whole period in the comics. And I understand that there's a lot of people that believe that that character is going to be taken from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and brought into the MCU. And there is some evidence for this. I don't know. It's an interesting idea. That actress, and I'm Chloe Bennett, she's actually been invited to every single premiere for a Marvel movie, an MCU movie ever. Okay? Interesting stuff. But regardless, Daisy Johnson actually ends up taking the castle of Latveria down while Lucia is in it. Okay? And so Lucia is like seemingly destroyed, disfigured, like it's a bad look. You know, she's not having a good day. And they rebuild her with cybernetic parts after that. Okay? And so her cybernetic parts and also the Doom tech sort of give her powers. So we have like no idea how this character is going to interact. But one of the things that I found interesting is that she plays a role in the Doctor Doom story with Ironheart after Secret Wars. And it's really interesting that like they're bringing in Ironheart and they're introducing this character of Lucia. And Lucia fought against Ironheart in like the newest version of like the Ironheart comics and the Doctor Doom comics and things like that, right? So kind of interesting that Marvel would go with that character. And I'm not sure, like I think what Jeremy's talking about in his article is there has to be a change made from the comic book version of her to the MCU version of her. But I still feel like they picked her for specific reasons, and my gut tells me this is actually because of the interactions that she has in comics recently. Okay? So, what I think is going to be happening is, and we got a little super chat from Stormbreaker. Thank you so much. Appreciate the love. I think that they will probably use her as some kind of an ambassador, prime minister maybe, but some kind of a representative of Latveria. So maybe in the way that the world is shaking out after Endgame, which we really don't have a good look at yet, right? Spider-Man Far From Home was the closest look that we have to what was going on in the MCU post-Endgame. The world's really crazy. I think Black Widow in some ways will paint this picture a little bit better, and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier will really, really paint this picture. But we think the world and the governments of the world are not in a good place. And they're willing to compromise on certain things in order to have security, okay? And this is where a lot of the ideas of like Thunderbolts, Dark Avengers, Dark Reign, those sort of things come into the nerds' minds. This is why we all are saying that this is sort of where the MCU is going, okay? And so I think that this character used in a way that comes into the fold as a representative of Latveria and is sort of lobbying or having a seat at the table for what the entire world is going to do next, I think is really interesting. It's also kind of interesting because the way they could set up Victor is they can sort of tease him out as the ruler of that country. And if she's like a really menacing, really kind of awesome character, like, you know, like just brings it on the screen, it could be really cool to have her set up Doom like that, you know? And like we've heard of this guy, Doom, you know what I mean? We start to hear about him. We start to talk about him, but we don't see him. And he's sort of introduced behind the scenes. Now, one of the other things that I think is really interesting about this is Jeremy Conrad also had that really big scoop about Ultimatum. Now, the Ultimatum scoop is interesting because some people have sort of tried to discredit it, talk about how it's not real, et cetera, et cetera. I 100% believe that the Ultimatum scoop is real, but just because they use the name Ultimatum and some of the things in the production grid line up with things that happen in that story doesn't mean we're going to get like a 1-by-1 or a 1-for-1 copy of Ultimatum. I think far from it. But I think what the Ultimatum scoop really hints at is that Marvel's plans for Doom are to introduce something else that's really crazy, that shakes the MCU, and we come to find out that that is a direct result of Victor and his meddling. Okay? So I think that's the basic scenario that's being set up here. And again, introducing this character of Lucia, fascinating. Fascinating. A big hint that Latveria is going to play a big role in the MCU, how they might introduce him. It's a lot of crazy things. To be honest with you, it's a lot of stuff that's like, oh, that's cool, and then we try to like tie it together, right? I'm reminded of the meme of Pepe Silva, right, from Always Sunny. That's a lot of like what it is to be a nerd right now, what it is to be a Marvel fan, is a lot of that kind of stuff. So pretty interesting stuff, but now I want to kind of just hear what you guys have to say. You know what I mean? I want to hear what you guys have to say about that. Then we're going to go into the theater. I want to talk about Debrah Chow. And then we're going to talk about masks in movie theaters. Ooh. Whoa. Whoa. It's going to be crazy. But let's see here. Let's talk about Stormbreaker's chat first. When I say Doctor, you say Doom. Hell yeah. Yeah, man. Thanks for the support. And like 100%, man. 100% believe that. Doom is like one of my favorites. So to get him rocking and rolling, whoo, it's going to be hot. 24 Cameraman 24 with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you for the love. Says, first ever super chat from me. Watch your videos every day. Keep up the great content, Josh. Whoa. Holy cow. Thank you so much. I appreciate that support. Really appreciate it. So let's, I'm really interested in what you guys have to say. So before we go into the theater and kind of move on to the next part, I want to know what you guys think about Lucia. I want to know what you think about Doctor Doom. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts. What are you thinking? Let's see here. We were agreeing, Wells. You shut your face. Oh, man. Looks like you guys are doing your usual thing in the chat. That's funny. I think Doom will be a Black Panther villain before he's a Fantastic Four villain in the MCU to change it up. Hey, look, that could totally work. That could be really cool. There were a lot of rumors. About that. But I don't know how legitimate they are. You know? Like, I really don't. I don't know how legitimate they are. I think the Namor rumors have a lot more validity than the Doctor Doom rumors. So, Josh, I'll give you a super chat, but only in your OnlyFans account. Oh, jeez. Oh, Jesus. Oh, here we go. Josh, would Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos work better as a movie or a Disney Plus series? I'd say Disney Plus. The Howling Commandos would be better as Disney Plus. I want Doom to be the Emperor of Quantum City, says Ray Hall. Wow. That's a cool idea, man. We've seen that city. We don't know what the hell it is. It would be sweet if Doctor Doom was over there. Yeah, it would be really cool. As long as it's better than Chris Evans' Fantastic Four movies, I'm good. Let's see here. Ryan with the super chat. Thank you for the love. Do you think we see any Doom or FF4 announced at San Diego Comic-Con Live? Okay, so that's an awesome question, and thank you for the support. I'm of two minds of this. One part of me is like, no, because they don't need to overshadow what they already have going on, right? They don't need to overshadow the Phase 4 films that they already have slated. However, I do think just in terms of building general hype for the MCU, I would not mind some Doctor Doom stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I really wouldn't mind that. If that was just sprinkled throughout, it would blow up. And also, it's weird because on the one hand I'm like, don't overshadow your stuff, but on the other hand it's like, but part of the MCU is building and the big thing. So like, did seeing Thanos at the end of Avengers 1 ruin all of the movies that didn't have Thanos in them as we led up to it? I don't think so. I think it actually enhanced them. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'd say maybe. And I'm kind of split on it. You know what I mean? I'm kind of split on it. Rumors that Weapon X Wolverine will show up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah. I love those rumors. I really do. And I think that'd be crazy. Ooh, David Nation says, what about Victor's armor being vibranium, making him an enemy of Black Panther more reasonable? Hell yeah, dude. I mean, that would be awesome. I definitely think that, like, in the whole idea here is, like, in the conversation, in the Marvel conversations, like, right now, it's so, I mean, the MCU is such a godsend. It's so cool. Because, like, to see, like, normies and less hardcore comic fans even talking about Wakanda is, like, brilliant to me. Like, even being able to reference Wakanda and have people know what the hell I'm talking about, like, 15 years ago, I would have thought that impossible. I would have been like, nah, man, nobody's ever going to know my stuff, like the things that are popping around in my nerdy brain. No one's ever going to know about it. The very fact that I can talk about Wakanda, and I can say things to you like, man, you know, Wakanda might play a super big role in protecting the Earth from further invasions, because clearly Wakanda has some of the most, like, powerful technology, and with the vibranium, like, man, Wakanda is a really important piece to this puzzle. I can say that, and you guys know what the hell I'm talking about. It's brilliant. What Marvel needs to do is do that same thing with Latveria. They need to get the normies and the more casual people to understand what Latveria is, why it's such a big deal, why Doctor Doom is such a badass. Like, we need to bring this into the lexicon. We need to bring this in to the collective consciousness of MCU fans. And honestly, I think that Lucia is a perfect way to do that. I think this character is a really interesting way to do that. I dig it. Frankly, I dig it. Keanu Reeves is Victor Von Doom. Woo! That's nice. Let me just tell you this too. Let me, pause the music for a second here. We didn't talk about this we didn't talk about this at the top of the show. But I want to personally apologize to Social Distance Warrior, if Social Distance Warrior is still in here, and also I wanted to apologize to the other guy from Friday, but I don't remember his name. Look, there was, towards the end of that stream, things were just getting political in chat, and people were saying different things, and I expressed some frustration with that, and I sort of I don't remember exactly like what I said or what I did, but I know that the attitude and where I was at mentally was just not good. And so, like, I apologize to Social Distance Warrior. I mean, look, the truth is, you guys are free to talk about whatever you want to talk about in here. As long as it's not, like, completely, like, horrible, I'll probably let it slide in chat. And if it's something that I don't feel we should engage with the content, then it's, like, my responsibility just not to engage with it. It's literally, like, not on you. You know what I mean? So, either way, like, I just, look, man, we're all human. Things happen. So I just wanted to apologize about that. And I'm not perfect, right? Obviously. And there will be times where I do something that's not good. You know what I mean? And that was, oh my God, Jacob's Quest. Oh my God. Yeah, what would be really cool? And we don't really do this a lot, but do you guys have access to the heart emoji? Do you have access to that heart emoji? Let's put some heart emoji. Let's put some heart emojis into the chat. What we're doing with the live streaming, and as we move forward with the streams over here on the channel, man, I'm super excited. Like, we're going to do this crazy hybrid of Twitch and YouTube. And, like, that's the thing that I want to create here on the channel. Oh, my God. Somebody show that, Jacob's Quest. Jesus. And so I want to we're doing something really cool and kind of really unique over here, where we're going to literally we're gonna take the Twitch. The Twitch vibe and the relationship between streamer and chat, and we're going to take that to the next level while also doing the YouTube thing. So we're just doing some really cool shit over here. I'm really excited for it. Look at all that love in the chat, man. That shit's dope. Like that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want to do. So we're on it, and we have an amazing community. And I apologize to social distance. I also apologize to that other guy. You know what I mean? Like I don't know who that guy was, and I was like, "Oh, I know what your YouTube homepage looks like." It's a total dickhead thing for me to say. You know what I mean? Like it was out of line, and I apologize to him as well, if he's watching or if this makes it to him. Look at that chat. It's fucking awesome. You guys are awesome. All right, let's get into the theater. Let's get into the theater. And honestly, just kind of want to stretch your legs. I just want to stretch your legs. Get into the theater. Let's pop in. Let's pop into the theater here, boys and girls. Let's pop into the theater. So we got to talk about this lady here, Debrah Chow. Okay? And man, kind of conflicted about this conversation we have to have. So, Jeremy Conrad is reporting that Deborah Chow is in talks with Marvel to direct several MCU movies, okay? Now, look, this is what's really crazy. Like, a lot of these dudes, like, I love paying attention to these guys and these insiders, and I love like looking at the patterns of things that they say and trying to like break it down and see like what are they saying? What are they not saying that I can sort of surmise from their different reports? Do you guys remember it was in a report that Jeremy made where he was talking about the director of Captain Marvel 2 possibly helming the next Avengers movie? Okay? And in that report, Jeremy also talked about how there could be another big name that comes in. Okay? Now, this was a report, I forget. I think he was talking about how Captain Marvel 2 is setting up the status quo of the next Avengers movie. I believe that was the report. Okay? So when I heard that report, I was like, wow, so Jeremy knows some stuff that he's not talking about in this article. He's sort of teasing out some stuff and not fully explaining it. Well, when I saw this article that he did with this picture, because this is from MCU Cosmic, when I saw that picture, and then I also thought about some of the other recent reports, it all kind of became illuminated for me, okay? Now, I guess I should probably say that what I'm about to tell you is not really confirmed. It's not confirmed. Jeremy hasn't confirmed this. Jeremy is not reporting this. But this is what I am seeing as reading between the lines of what Jeremy is saying. Okay? So what I think is happening here is that, yeah, speculation, Ray Hall. Speculation. Let's just put that on Front Street. We're speculating. Okay? I think Deborah Chow is in talks to direct Captain Marvel 2 and to direct the next Avengers movie. However, there's an outside chance that Sam Raimi could direct the next Avengers movie. Okay? So, that's sort of what I think is going on. Now, from Marvel's perspective, Deborah Chow would be an incredible get for them. An incredible get for them. So, now we got to kind of, let's break it down. Let's talk about why. Number one, she is an absolute powerhouse of a talent. A powerhouse of a talent. Her episodes of The Mandalorian, and she worked a lot on Jessica Jones Season 1, and Jessica Jones Season 1 is super underrated. Brilliant. Brilliant television. Highly recommend everybody check out Jessica Jones Season 1. Deborah's got the goods, man. Deborah's got the goods. Take the male-female thing completely out of the equation, Okay? For just a moment. Take the male-female thing completely out of the equation. Debrah is as good, if not better, than any other director out there. I mean that. We don't necessarily know that for sure because we haven't seen her like actually take on a full film, right? Can she do what she does in the smaller doses on a grand scale when the stakes are super high? Who knows? Okay? Who knows? But just at a baseline level of like talent, Debrah's in the upper echelon. She's in the 95th percentile of directors overall. Okay? Now, when you add back in, let's add back in the female-male thing. Clearly, because representation is a big thing today, and it just is. It's a big thing. Whether you're really supportive of it or whether you think it's stupid, you can't deny it's a big thing. Okay? So a lot of people come at Lucasfilm. It's so funny. Lucasfilm gets it from all sides. Oh, geez, we got a little bump there. Lucasfilm gets it from all sides. Okay? So progressives will come at Lucasfilm because they actually don't have any female directors. Okay? Conservatives will come at Lucasfilm because they push female representation in their films. Okay? So they get it from both sides. Debrah Chow is, from this perspective of a studio, she is an absolute gold mine. Okay? Because it hits the political stuff for them. It hits the representation stuff for them. It puts them in a good place on that conversation. Oh, and by the way, she also happens to be an incredible talent. You know what I'm saying? An incredible talent. So, what does that translate to? It translates to her stock as a creative being very, very high. Very, very high. She might be one of the most desired directors in Hollywood because of those things. Okay? So, why am I split on this? Okay? Why am I split on this? Why am I split on this? Well, it's because I selfishly, as a Star Wars fan, want her to direct Star Wars. As a Star Wars fan, I'm like, yo, she's incredible. I would much prefer her sensibilities to be over at Star Wars. And my thought rationale here is look, here's the deal. Star Wars needs the help more. You know what I mean? Marvel is going to be okay. Even if Phase 4 is it's Phase 4 or whatever. It doesn't matter, dude. As soon as they introduce Fantastic Four, as soon as they introduce X-Men, as soon as they introduce Doctor Doom, people are going to go to these movies, going to watch the crap out of the movies. Marvel's fine. Marvel doesn't need any help. Now, when it comes to Captain Marvel, it's a little bit different. Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, they've got some problems. Okay? They've got some problems. So, specifically to Captain Marvel, specifically to Brie Larson, specifically to this sort of argument of, I'm going to use that word woke again, that whole argument online, in that sense, yes, Marvel would be very well served to have someone like Debrah. And by the way, we'll get into Q&A about this. So if you guys want to, talk about this and, even, Social Distance Warrior or whoever, if you have something you want to say about that, we want to talk about it, let's do it. Let's do it in Q&A. We'll do it later. Okay. Point being, Debrah can help Marvel in some ways that I do think Marvel needs help with. The Brie Larson thing is far from over. When that movie comes out again, there will be drama surrounding it. Okay? So, Debrah could absolutely help Feige and the MCU out in that situation. But Star Wars, man. Star Wars needs all the help they can get. And by the way, a lot of MCU stuff is going to be coming over to Star Wars. And I'm talking about directors, producers, a lot of stuff, okay? Period. A lot of stuff from the MCU, people, talent, whatever, is coming over to Star Wars to literally help because everybody knows what it is. I don't think Debrah Chow has the ability to do both. I don't think she has got the bandwidth and the ability to come in and do the Star Wars thing, do Kenobi, do that, all that kind of great stuff, and then go do the MCU stuff, okay? So, like, one of the things that's fascinating about this is we talk about Taika, right? We talk about Taika Waititi. Taika Waititi gets a Star Wars movie on May the 4th. It's announced that Taika Waititi is doing a Star Wars movie. Well, it just came out in reports, not confirmed, but in reports, that Taika's movie is the 2024 release date. Okay? We've been talking about a lot of different things with regards to Star Wars. By the way, if you didn't see the theory I dropped yesterday, you got to check out the theory I dropped yesterday. You got to check it out because it could solve all of Star Wars problems. I think it's a really good video. You got to check it out. But the whole idea with Taika and them putting him in that 2024 date, why is that happening? Well, because he's going to go back over to Marvel and do his thing with Marvel first. If you're Bob Iger or Bob Chapek or Alan Horn or any of these executives, and you're looking at the input-output of these different brands and studios that you have, okay? I think that obviously Marvel gets first dibs. You know what I mean? Like, Marvel gets first dibs. And it's kind of concerning me because, we've sort of had this argument before where it's like, okay, Star Wars and Marvel both working for the House of or for the Mouse. At some point there is competition there and fighting, okay? How's that going to work? Once those lines get drawn, who wins? I think it's obviously Marvel. So as much as we can stay away from that, I want to stay away from that. You know what I mean? So, like, Deborah Chow, Captain Marvel 2, probably an incredible idea. Deborah Chow, Avengers 5, probably an incredible idea. But at what cost? I want to know what you guys think, man. As we get back into chatting, I really want to know what you think. It's a tough one. It's a tough one for me, Chet. I don't know. I don't know. Disney wins, Josh. Disney wins. That's true. Bro, watch out for the cops today because you are killing the stream. I don't even know what that means, but thank you. Thank you. Ray Hall says, hire someone else for Avengers 5. June says, Star Wars needs her more than Avengers, but Captain Marvel needs her more than both. Ooh. Hey, look, that's a good take. Chat, why aren't we in the chatting? Get me back in the chatting. Look, that's a good take, June. That's a totally fair take. That's a totally fair take. Here's an idea. Let me know what you guys think about this. Would you like this to be the topic of the community stream later tonight? I think we might have I think we'll do a community stream tonight at 9 p.m. A little bit later, but 9 p.m. because I know the people play D&D over with Jason. What do you think? 9 p.m. tonight, Debrah Chow, MCU or Star Wars? And we break it down. What do you think? What do you think, folks? What other than Mando has Deborah Chow directed? So she did a lot of season 1 of Jessica Jones. I believe she did some Breaking Bad. She did another really popular show, and I can't remember. And then she did some episodes of Iron Fist, which we won't hold against her. That's all Scott Buck's fault. I can dig it. Sounds good. We should talk about Doom also. Hey, look, I'm always down to talk about Doom. Talk about Dragon Ball. I'm always down to talk about Dragon Ball. Season 1 of Jessica Jones is great. Yeah, dude. It's like really great. It's like really, really great. Better late than never. What's up, Mike Porter? How you doing, man? So you were saying there's a chance Jessica Jones pops up in Captain Marvel 2? Dude, that would be dope. I'm into it. I think that would be awesome. I think that'd be so freaking cool. Josh, by chance, do you know if the director first season 1 of Luke Cage was? No, I do not. No, I do not. If you're not leaving a like on this video, I'll hate you on a personal level forever. You're not invited to my birthday party, says Jacob's Quest, and I co-sign that statement. So yeah, drop a like on the stream, guys. I don't know where we're at with likes, but drop a like on the stream, baby. A little bit of likeage goes a long way. It's still a little crazy that we keep thinking about Captain Marvel like it was a huge bomb and it made $1 billion. Yeah, no, it's totally true. And also, like, I've watched it, I think, twice on Disney Plus. Captain Marvel is definitely not as bad as people think. You know what I mean? Like, people are so crazy with that film. It's certainly not as bad as people make it out to be. You know? And look, we can get into all that, and maybe I'll do a video on it. Debrah Chow for A-Force. Hey, look, that could work. Here's, I think you guys know at this point my opinion on A-Force. At a base level, not down. No thank you. However, if they can make it make sense in the story and it's diegetic and it's not like super man-hating, I'm there for it. I'll check it out. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with it. Deborah is obviously proficient in using the volume. Ooh, great point, Mav. Great point. If they are transitioning the production like that, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, for sure. Alex says, I liked it. The good scrolls were upsetting, but it was still a good flick. Yeah, no, I'm with you there, brother. Oh, trust me, I'm with you there. Captain Marvel, even critically, is fine. It's like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. People just went in wanting to hate it and pretend it's this dumpster fire. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I think it's a little bit of both. I think there's actually people that went into it expecting it to be amazing because Marvel just did that. And I think that the first-time director thing, man, that was such a mistake. And I think Feige knows that. First-time big directing pair doing a movie, like, not a great idea. Not a great idea. And we know that he realizes this because they are not coming back. You know what I mean? All right, guys. I want to talk about masks. I want to talk about masks in movie theaters really quickly. Really quickly. Just want to talk about it just a little bit because I know it's on everybody's mind. And I know I made some statements about it in the past. Blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada, yada. So, yeah. I want to talk about masks really quickly, and then we'll get into Q&A, okay? Chat, put me on the big screen. Put me on the big screen for this. Okay. In the past, I said I would not go to a movie theater if I was required to wear a mask. If I was required to sit with a mask on for the entire duration of a film, I would not do it. I still feel that way. I still personally feel that way. However, I think that when it comes to all of this stuff, we all would love to believe that we know what the hell we're talking about. And I think I mostly want to just say that we don't. So, on the one hand, I think this is it. I think this is really what it comes down to. Some people believe that even if you caught the bug, let's call it, that you're going to be totally fine. And that data is supporting that you're going to be totally fine. And that the amount of people that kick the bucket from the bug is a small percentage. Okay? In fact, there are some people that believe that the numbers of people that kick the bucket from the bug are inaccurate and are being inflated. Okay? So the thing about that is it's probably actually not true. Okay? So there are a lot of people right now that are hearing things from people they trust, or they're hearing things that make logical sense to them. And I would caution every one of you that watches this video live or that watches it on the replay that the truth is, it is pretty absurd to make any definitive statements about something that just showed up on the earth months ago. Okay? So it's really hard right now because everybody so badly wants to know what's going on and so badly wants that information so that they can process it for themselves and make decisions on how to live their life. I totally understand that. But I think the reality of the situation is we really still don't know. You know what I mean? We really still don't know. And if you'd like to ask me about this privately, you can send me a DM, you can send me an email, and I will point you in the direction of some data that I actually don't think many people have access to. Okay? So in the past when I said there's no way I'm going to do that, I stand by feeling that way, but I've actually changed my mind. I've literally changed my mind, and I at least understand why some people are saying that's crazy and why some people are saying that like not doing that is a very foolish idea. Here's where I ultimately think when it comes to these movie theaters, the theaters are in a weird spot because they have to make decisions based on income as well. I mean, the bottom line is there's going to be a lot of people like myself that don't want to sit in a theater with the mask on, right? So they got to think about that, and they got to make money. I also think if you're an immunocompromised person or you're really afraid of getting the bug, you should not be going to the movies, period. Okay? So I still feel that way, and I also think that like a lot of these chains, like if you look at like AMC and some of these other people, they say like, hey, wear the mask, but we're not going to require it while you're eating and while you're drinking. Well, I think if you're a person that's truly concerned about that, then it would be really stupid for you to go to a movie theater thinking that they're sitting in a dark room for hours with bad air circulation with people that, you know, whether they have masks or not. I think it's a pretty stupid idea to go do that thinking you're going to be totally fine, which at the end of the day is actually why for some people out there, they don't understand like, oh, movie theaters are just going to go back to normal. Movie theaters are going to be fine and all this stuff. Not true. Not true. And many people are going to decide not to go because they don't want to be compromised. Okay? So that's where I'm at with it. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? Basically this, I think I will go to the movie theaters and I will wear the mask, but I'm not going to lie, I'll probably take it off and munch and drink the entire time, and I probably won't have the mask on while I'm in the theater. While I'm ordering my stuff, while I'm around all these other people and all that, yeah, for sure. But if I'm going to a movie, if I'm going to enjoy the movie, and I'm going to eat and stuff, I'm probably taking it off and just munching the entire time. So I just wanted to say that because I know that, like, look, I'll be honest with you, like some of the information, like I've started like thinking this thing, that I was thinking this one thing, and then some new information was given to me. And when I looked at that new information, I was like, wow, maybe I was wrong. Which, by the way, is a totally normal human thing. When new information is presented to you, any logical thinking person will change their mind based on the new information. Stop trying to fit stuff into a narrative. Stop trying to think that you know what's going on Just look at the information that's out there, okay? So that's all I wanted to say about that. Now let's get into DOS Q and DOS A. Oh, geez, that's not the right button. Hey, what are you doing, chat? Chat, what are you doing? What are you doing? All right, put that on there. Put that on there. Let's get into Q&A. I'm sure you guys have some questions. Or maybe you don't. Hey, look, man, everybody's got their opinions. Everybody's allowed to have their opinions. You know, you can totally feel the way you want to feel. Ghost Rider or Captain Marvel? Obviously, GR. But maybe you're stupid. What? Josh is part of the Illuminati. Oh, my God. Here come the theories. Here come the theories. They won't let you do that, Josh. In Orlando, they tell you to not nurse your drinks or just take your time eating. Basically, eat, drink, and put your mask back on. Well, I mean, like, here's the thing, man. Like, that's fine. And I think from a company perspective, like, they might have to do that. But, like, dude, look, they have to, this is a commodity, right? So, like, if there's somebody in a theater watching me like a hawk, making sure I comply, I'm not going to the theater. Like, I still reserve the right. Like, here's where I'm at with it. And I don't necessarily want to, like, go too hard on this, you know what I mean? But I think it's an interesting topic. I think people want to talk about it. If they could prove to me that it's super duper unsafe to be in there at all, then none of us should be in there. There shouldn't even be a conversation. Everything should remain shut down. You know? Beijing just recently shut everything down in the city again. Again. Okay? 500 theaters in China opened back up, and then most of them got closed again. If you think you know what's going on, I would just tell you to check yourself. You probably don't. That's all. You know? So the whole mask thing is like, look, they got to let me, like, they got to meet me halfway. You know what I mean? Like, period. There's going to be large portions of time in a theater when I don't have my mask on. That's just going to happen. And if that's really not okay, then that's fine. But I have to understand that. I have to know that going in. And as a consumer, I will make the decision and I will not go to the theater. You know what I mean? Not everyone knows if they're high risk. Yeah, that's true. When it comes to comics and Marvel, I'm a normie. How do I fix this? What do I start with? Oh, man, that's such a good question. That's such a good question. Here's what I would say. Here's what I would honest to God say. If you want to, like, go deep with nerd stuff, I think the best spirit guide that you have is your own curiosity. So you take a look back and you say, what Marvel character do I love? What Marvel characters do resonate with me? What Marvel characters do I think are dope? And then you literally go and find good stories. You know, Google about, let's say it's Ant-Man. Okay, if you're into Ant-Man, you're like, okay, best Ant-Man stories. You know, best Ant-Man movies. This, that, and the other thing. And just go down the rabbit hole. I think there's a lot of YouTube channels that provide an incredible amount of value with regards to this. Like Comics Explained is a really good one. Like Rob over at Comics Explained, like such a knowledgeable dude, so good with the content, right? So you can like just go down that rabbit hole, man. Like watch, like if it's Ant-Man, then you go to Rob's channel and find all the Ant-Man videos. And you watch all the Ant-Man videos and you get your, follow your curiosity, man. Like what are you into? Allow that to be the thing that drives you, because otherwise you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. This isn't like a status thing. We're not going to hold it against you if you're a normie, but you gotta let your heart guide you. You know what I mean? Let your heart guide you. How about that? I consider myself a comic normie too. I mean, I do not know everything. The best Ant-Man stories are with the X-Men? What? Civil War, Secret Wars, Marvel Zombie, House of M, Fear Itself, Avengers vs. X-Men. All great comics. All great stories. Prince from Urban Acolyte TV said he is going to make a response to your recent videos about Ezra. When are y'all going to do a video together? I wasn't aware of that, but I'd be down. I've actually been on a stream with Prince before. I don't know if he remembers this or not, but we were on a stream with Vincent Vendetta and the Stupendous Wave back in the day. And look, here's my thing with Prince. I think Prince is a cool dude, but like his content strategy is like just confusing to me because I feel like he's really aggressive. He's really like about the drama. You know, he really engages with that whole fan war with Star Wars. And that's just not my thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not my thing. But Prince is also a really knowledgeable guy when it comes to Star Wars, and also like his knowledge of martial arts and spirituality, I think is really cool. So like, hell yeah, man. You know, I'm excited. I want to see Prince's video about it, and then maybe we'll get on a stream together and talk about it. You know what I mean? And by the way, I also love that Prince is a martial artist. So as a martial artist myself, like I really love, like martial artists are pretty cool people mostly. You know, there's something about that discipline. There's something also about getting physical with people. Like a lot of people talk, you know what I mean? But they've probably never been in an actual physical thing. What I find with a lot of martial artists is you learn a respect of conflict. You learn a respect of conflict. Most people that are trained martial artists, they're not going around starting fights. Like, far from it. They actually want to de-escalate because as a martial artist, you are keenly aware of what can go wrong in a physical conflict. You know what I mean? So I'm so into that. I'm so into that. Let's do it. Yo, Landon Dubes. Happy to catch some of the stream today. Happy to have you here, Landon. Happy to have you here. Anthony says, Josh, opinions. I say it again. Title for Black Panther 2, Clash of Civilizations. And the two main villains are Doctor Doom and Namor. Pew. I'll give that a thumbs up. It sounds cool to me. If you want to read a really great series, read Dark Avengers. Not just because Josh and I wants it so bad. It has incredible writing, art, character rosters. Yeah, I agree. Dark Avengers is dope, dude. Vivi asks, how long you been doing martial arts? I did MMA for a couple of years. So my father is a a big martial artist, holds multiple black belts. He's considered a lineage holder for a certain martial art. And so basically, I've been doing martial arts my whole life. I grew up in dojos. You know what I mean? My dad has always had a studio. So at every stage in my life, including being very, very young, like very, very young, when I was born in North Carolina. And so like in North Carolina, my dad had a school. Before I could talk and walk, I was on the mats. You know what I mean? Throughout younger, age and then into my teen years, yeah, my dad always had a school. Always had a school. So, like, always. Thunderbolts are better? Daniel's Hot Topics says, do you think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is canon to the MCU? Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Here we go. Here we go, I guess, huh? Yes. let's just say yes. Let's just say yes. And I won't crap on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. How about that? Ooh, Hector with the hot take. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the Dragon Ball GT of Marvel. Whew. 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 That's hot. You finally said yes. Yeah. Yeah, see? I can be better. Whoa, Dave from executive producer Dave coming in hot. Scott Summers is a punk bitch. Woo! Damn. That's spicy. I like GT too. I like GT. There's some good shit in GT for sure. Like, dude, Omega Shenron? Come on. Like, if you don't like Omega Shenron, you're wrong. Dave, me and you have never agreed more. You guys are wild, man. You guys are wild. Love it. Do you think Hank Pym will have a bigger role moving forward? I actually do. Ray Hall. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. The Baby Saga was the best thing to come out of GT. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Baby's a very interesting character, and Baby Vegeta was really cool. Put some respect on that man Scott's name. Look, I'd have to agree with Coachella Coastal. I think Scott Summers, and I'm really interested in the one that they do in the MCU, right? So, because Scott Summers is way cooler than many of you have been led to believe. I'm not sure if I'm going to go full Captain Pennsylvania on it, but I agree with the sentiment that, like, the Cyclops we've seen is, like, this whiny, like, you know, like, oh, freaking Wolverine, oh, Logan, and Scott is much cooler than that. So, yeah. Just a random question. Would live-action Tekken series work? Yeah, I think it would. I think it's got a cool lore. That's one of the things about Tekken is it's got a cool lore and tons of cool characters. Yajirobe and everyone else that I can't remember their names of. Scott Summers is the Captain America of the X-Men? Yeah, a little bit. Dude, there is an anime version of or a Tekken movie. There's an anime Tekken movie. Yo. Oh, King. Of course. How could I forget King? Look, if you haven't seen the Tekken anime movie, whoa. You got to check it out. It's really cool. Whoa. Is Trinity streaming? He's probably going to freak out about my take about the masks today. I feel like that's Trinity's stream today. I could be wrong. New comics, drama, and more. Nice title. Thanos. So tonight, 9 p.m. Yeah, so Santa has a cool interview. Santa, what's the book that she wrote? So Star Wars Santa did an interview with a Star Wars writer. And that interview goes live later at noon, right? So what did she write? What did Elizabeth write, Santa? I'm not familiar. Cobalt Squadron. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm sure that's sweet, man. The Tekken family drama is very Star Wars. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Who should play Wolverine in the MCU? Will we ever see Chloe Bennett in the MCU? I think so. I think so. I look, Chloe. That's tough, dude. I don't know. Look, my gut tells me no. My gut tells me Feige will be like, nope. You know what I mean? You guys ever seen that GIF where the dude's like, nah. You know? That's what I feel about the Chloe Bennett thing. Really hope Hugh Jackman will come into the MCU. If Hugh Jackman is a part of the MCU, would he add a lot of value? Yeah, he would. He definitely would. All right, folks. That's the link to Trinity's stream. Head on over to Trinity's stream. How do I feel about the anime Marvel Comics universe? Oh, man. The anime stuff's really cool. Like, there was that Black Widow Punisher film that they did a couple of years ago. It's probably like 6 years ago, to be honest with you. But it's really cool. Tonight, 9 p.m., we're talking about Debrah Chow. Should she Star Wars or should she MCU? Should Debrah Chow Star Wars or should she MCU? That's what we're going to talk about tonight, okay? Head on over to Trinity's stream, boys and girls. You should be starting up in about 3 minutes here. I'll stay in the chat until it opens up. How about that? Stay in here until it opens up. How about that? Charlie Hunnam as Scott. Woo! I like that, dude. I really like Charlie Hunnam, man. I really do. Man, y'all are crazy, dude. I love you guys, but y'all are crazy, man. But you know what? That's okay, because so am I. The All Black Star Dragons were pretty cool. Yeah. I agree. Josh, download Mortal Kombat 11 so we can fight over the internet later. Well, you know what, Alex? I heard that you had a couple goals in Rocket League yesterday, so I would love to play some Rocket League with you later, man. That'd be real fun. Let's bomb his stream again. Yeah, let's bomb it. Let's get in there. Let's get in there on Trinity's stream. There it is. There's the link again. Got about 2 minutes. I hated to miss your show this morning. Oh, man, you can catch on the replay. We talked about Doctor Doom and stuff. It's pretty cool. You should watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 7. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know if we did or not. I mean, it could have just been a YouTube thing. YouTube was being so weird last week, you know? So, can I join Rocket League? To LOL. I'm good. Yeah, we could do some Rocket League. Maybe I'll throw my stuff up in the I throw my info in the Discord. Josh, since you have done more shorts your whole life. Oh, what? Are any of the martial arts in the MCU based off real ones like Kung Fu, Karate, Taekwondo, Krav Maga? Yeah. So I'll give you the baseline here. The baseline is that Hollywood is more interested in theatricals and spectacle than like functionality. Okay. And so a lot of what you see in movies is just meant to look really cool on the camera, which is totally fine. That's the whole freaking idea. Okay? That's the whole idea. So most actual functional martial arts, there's a difference between like what you call like a sport karate or like a sport martial arts and a combat sport or a combat martial arts. So like if you look at the MMA community, you don't have a lot of MMA fighters that go to learn Taekwondo. You know, you don't have a lot of MMA fighters that go learn Tai Chi or Bagua or any of these kind of martial arts. What are the MMA dudes going to learn? They're going to learn Muay Thai. They're going to learn Jiu-Jitsu. You know, they're going to go learn from a boxing coach, a wrestler. All of those disciplines are not as sexy. They don't look as cool on camera, but they're much better in an actual fight. So, Maverick says, Josh, I think the volume really changes the director's game. Much more dedicated in pre-production could let directors work on shoots more efficiently. May not be a big deal for Deborah doing both. Sounds like you should come on by the community stream tonight and talk about that opinion. Because that's a pretty cool take. That's a pretty cool take. All right, guys, last time, throw this link in the chat. Get on over to Trinité's stream. Just started. We're going to call it here. I'll see you guys in a video later today, but I'll also see you right back here tonight, 9 p.m. for the community stream. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.